This is a true life story. The name and the location has been changed. From last edition on True Life Story, the girl replied, "No ma." She continued, "Alright, if that is the case, to assure me of what you are saying, go back home. Tell your mom I want to see her now." Ayo had a rethink on why all these things are happening to her, or where did she miss it that makes life become so miserable for her. When she was in primary 1 and 2, she was loved by her teachers who pampered her. She was a brilliant, loving, and peacemaker who hardly had issue with anyone. So she see no reason why her teacher was beating her like criminal. She was so scared of her mom and Miss Kuti to the extent she didn't believe her dad will be able to change the situation. With these thoughts going on within her, she made up her mind to continue enduring it, as she believed all things will change for the best someday. Few days after this incident, Ayo was alone in the class when Bimbo, in company of 5 of her friends, were playing behind Ayo's class, and they were discussing about teachers that are good, kind, and loving, and the ones that are very wicked. Bimbo mentions Ayo's mom's name and said, "Mrs. Alade is a very wicked woman. She behaves as if she is not a mother." None of these girls noticed that Ayo was in her class hearing what they were saying about her mom. But one of the girls, Shade, said, "Let me check if her daughter Ayo is in the class." Disappointedly, she saw her sitting down alone in the class. Spontaneously, she shouted, "Ayo is in the class. She will tell her mom. Let's start running home." After the incident in the school, on getting home, Ayo was thinking on what to do. Can she tell her mom all this, or she should keep quiet? Ayo was very sure if she told her mom, she will never change her character. Rather, she will raise dust about the whole issue, which Ayo will not be happy with. So she decided to keep quiet and let the sleeping dog lie. With all this going on Ayo's mind, Miss Kuti never made life bearable for Ayo, both at home and in the school. In the class, whenever she was beating other pupils and giving them 2 strokes of cane, she will give Ayo 3 strokes, saying, "You don't cry whenever you are beaten, and you act like an expert in receiving cane." Thus, to make her cry, she will give her an extra beating in a strong, harsh, and hard way. She also encouraged other teachers to do so. It was only 2 of her teachers' friends, who were Mrs. Ejiro and Mrs. Dudu, that refused to join Miss Kuti's bad character in punishing Ayo unjustly. And that was because these 2 teachers were mother indeed. Mrs. Ejiro condemned the habit outrightly, saying that beating should be done with love and not with hatred and anger. But the remaining single teachers that were her friends joined her in her wicked act. Not only that she beat Ayo in the school as a criminal, she still made jest of her and her younger brother Afe whenever they were eating. This was what usually happened whenever Ayo finishes her dinner she wants more food. She will say, "Mommy, I am not satisfied." And Afe will say, "Mommy, I want more food." This was what Miss Kuti turned into abusive words for Ayo and Afe, but as God will have it, Miss Kuti repeated this in the presence of their dad when he visits his family, and he told his wife to stop her, or else he will have to confront her and stop her himself. It was this that put an end to this verbal abuse. Ayo's dad also instructed his wife to be giving the children enough food so they will stop requesting for more food. Back in the school, few weeks after Ngozi was demoted to primary 3, Miss Kuti said she was not improving on her academics, so she was demoted to primary 2. This was how Ngozi was demoted from primary 4 to primary 2 within a time. But come to think of it, Ngozi, who was the youngest girl in primary 4, was now the oldest in primary 2 within a term. One of the events that always made Ayo sad was Mother's Day celebration. In Anglican church where the family attends, Mother's Day celebration was always celebrated in a big way because children were told to bring natural flower to church and give to their mom after a special prayer had been offered to them from the altar. Ayo and Afe will always throw their flowers away after the prayer because of fear of not knowing exactly what their mom's reaction will be after giving her their flowers, as done by other children to their mothers. Ayo noticed that lots of mothers were happy receiving flowers from their children, and some children will be crying when they couldn't locate their parents to collect their flowers. While their case different from other children often made them sad and depressed. Something happened in one of the Mother's Day celebration in which coincidentally their dad was around. Afe took his flower to him and their dad was so happy and gave him a coin as an appreciation for bringing the flower to him. On getting home, their dad asked Ayo, "Ayo, why don't you bring your flower to me as done by your brother?" Ayo was speechless. He further demanded, "Where did you drop the flower?" knowing fully well that she saw her going to the altar for prayer as done by other children. Ayo sadly told him, "I throw it away." He didn't like it, so he told her to always bring it to him in such situation and occasion, and that he would give her money in appreciation. It was in the course of this discussion that their mom asked them what they always do with their flowers on every Mother's Day. And Ayo replied, "We always throw it away." And their mom replied, "I notice you have never bought your flower to me in the past." Next edition on True Life Story. 2 weeks later, their dad gave them money for sweet as he was going to the next commercial town. As usual, they quickly bought the sweet, seizing the opportunity that Miss Kuti was far away from them. But Miss Kuti seemed smarter than them. She noticed they bought sweet from the provision store close to where they were playing. She called them and asked what they bought from the provision store, and they both replied it was sweet. Without further question, she said, "The three of you should kneel down," while she went into her room to sleep. They were on their knee when their dad came back from Ikaga. Immediately, Afe noticed their dad was back. He started crying on his knee, and their dad asked, "Why did you kneel down crying?" Afe replied, "It was because of the money you gave us for sweet that Miss Kuti said we should kneel down." Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment.